Let's look at why schools and homeschools use subject-divided, grade-specific curriculum and why you don't need to. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why schools use step-by-step, grade-level curriculum? In a typical school environment, there is one teacher and many students. The teacher couldn't possibly allow all the children to learn at their own pace. Individualized learning and unique learning processes would be too difficult for one teacher toward many students. The schools use curriculum for the benefit of the teacher. With step-by-step curriculum, one teacher can impose a prescribed generic agenda on the many students at once. Through generations of school attendance, most people believe that this process benefits the students and is indeed what causes learning. But in fact, step-by-step, grade-level curriculum is for the benefit of the teacher and actually prevents true and deep learning processes in children, because its generic, one-size-fits-all nature stifles and eventually destroys individuality, creativity, and uniqueness in children. Home educators have no need to use curriculum for managing many children at once, because mom is most likely able to be one-on-one with each child. Mom can learn to nurture the individuality, creativity, and uniqueness of each of her children, instead of stifle these with traditional curriculum. Here's what homeschooling mom Erica says.
Curriculum allowed me to put check marks in all the boxes in the teacher's guides, so it felt for a time like it was working. But the kids' retention level of what I was teaching them was not what I'd hoped for. I learned a lot, including how interesting history really is, but my kids didn't learn nearly as much as I thought they would. It was really frustrating, and I kept searching and changing curriculum, trying to find what would work for us, but nothing really worked.
Schools also use step-by-step curriculum so that the educational path for the many children can be standardized. This also makes it easier for the schools and the teachers. All the students are supposed to pass through the same program at the same time in their lives, and this makes the process predictable, measured, and standardized for the sake of the teacher and the school. This idea, standardized, age-segregated schooling, began in the late 1800s when the assembly line was first instituted in manufacturing. School innovators adopted the idea of the assembly line, thinking that if children were put in on one end, kindergarten, and then had the same process happen to each of them, they would come out the other end, high school graduation, equally educated and ready for delivery into society. This idea assumes that all children are the same and need to be the same and need to know the same things at the same times in their lives, as though they are products passing through an assembly line. Home educators have no need for this idea, especially those who desire a whole life education for their children. They know that true inner growth and learning processes cannot be standardized. Here's what homeschooling mom Rhonda says.
I purchased curriculum because I thought that's what we were supposed to be doing. I thought that if I bought the whole set, I wouldn't miss anything that I was supposed to cover. I don't remember doubting my ability to teach my daughter. I just didn't know what and when I needed to teach it. Curriculum didn't really work great for me because I always felt like a slave to it. I could never get finished with it all, and we never were able to spend larger amounts of time on the things she struggled with because we just had to get that spelling test done. It was very frustrating to me.
God has made each of your children individuals with unique needs and a unique way of learning what they uniquely need to learn and a unique timing for learning it. So why do homeschoolers use traditional curriculum? Most homeschoolers follow this traditional curriculum plan because they don't know there is another, superior way to lead their children to love learning and to learn what they need to learn when they need to learn it. They are simply doing what everyone else is doing, following cultural assumption without question. Did you know lifestyle of learning is a more superior approach to educating your family than using subject-divided grade-level curriculum? It's superior because of its goals. Schools, and by emulation homeschools, generally have the goal of producing someone who is able to pass tests, get a job, or go to college and then get a job. Christian homeschoolers like to add the goal of producing Christ followers who can pass tests, get a job, or go to college and then get a job. The lifestyle of learning approach to home education has superior goals. Young adults trained in lifestyle of learning principles emerge with a lifelong love of learning behind them. They know how to be self-governed towards solid individual purpose, and they characteristically emerge with many well-developed skills, including the ability to learn new things quickly on their own. Here's what homeschooling mom Nancy says.
The lifestyle of learning message has been changing how my family relates with each other, as well as how we all view education. The relationships within my family have become more loving than before, and my children are coming to really enjoy learning. My children are now more full of information from what they've been learning, because what they've been learning includes many things that they are interested in. In addition, our whole family is being exposed to many things and learning many things from each other's interests. This is something that was not happening with traditional curriculum. The lifestyle of learning message has freed me up from the burden of trying to keep up with the curricular demands of my 4 children and has given me time and energy to focus on developing real relationships and a real education within our family.
You can be free from the burden of traditional curriculum, and lifestyle learning can show you how.